Hi everyone, I'm Noah Jordan, and today I'm going to talk about some different organic materials that I've been using to do a prepared version of this lava cord, this mini wooden piano. And these are all organic materials that are found near the residency that I'm at in Tecate, Baja California, Mexico, at the Lagos Baja residency. So the first material that I found, there was a windstorm and all of these bugambilia flowers were starting to fall, and I thought they looked really beautiful, and I wanted to do some photos. I wanted to do some portraits with them, some self-portraits. Then I realized that they would look really nice if I just covered the whole lava cord with it. So the first thing is, they can be kind of subtle. So this one has a nice tongue, like a nice phallic part of the flower. So it kind of grabs onto the string. And this one, listen to that crazy vibration, and it's just kind of touching there. So other ones aren't always all that cool. That's probably the coolest one yet. We got lucky for this demonstration today. So some will still have some of the stems. So this one will even grab some of the harmonics here. And some will fall. Some will be kind of just a little bit loose, and they might kind of fit into the strings like this way. Some will fall down a bit between the keys, which will kind of have a changing effect. These ones actually all worked out really super nice, so let's just leave them. So the other thing is, if you cover the entire keyboard with these, it's a different visual effect. It means that the tactile way that you're going to be feeling the keys that you might be used to is going to be gone because it's covered with flowers and you're feeling flowers. This can work with all sorts of flowers. I want to try this with cherry blossoms later on. And the other thing is the visual impact, that one, it's beautiful having it covered with flowers, but you're also not going to really see the keys. You can kind of imagine where they are, but those are two ways that it does play with our senses in addition to the way that it affects the sound. The next one I liked a lot was these dried aloe vera leaves that were from the garden. So these ones can sometimes grab the harmonic because they have all of these spines, these ridges. They're also kind of stiff and crumbly, kind of like the dried flowers. And these ones are probably the most chaotic because they come in so many different types of shapes. Sometimes they have a tendency to fall. And they can give the harmonics, but if you hear it, it's kind of like, it's a really dull harmonic. We'll see a bit later kind of some more of the differences of this. I'm hoping one will actually fall for us because that could be kind of cool. You might have to watch the video that I did on these ones. I think it's the third bloom. So you can see that they do kind of move a little bit. It's gradually falling. And sometimes they pop right off. They get that and they throw it. So that's another effect that I liked. Anyways, at some point we might get one that will start to gradually fall, which is really cool because then it starts to change the harmonic as it falls down. So if it kind of grabs a position where it goes sliding and sliding and sliding, it can be nice. Anyways, you might have to check out the video for that one. So let's get to the next one. These are some cactus spines, also from nearby, just outside. So these make a... So in this register, they kind of become kind of like a factory. So if we compare, this is getting, gotta be careful with stuff getting stuck in between the keys, because then it can cause some other problems. I really like the high register of these cactus spines too. It creates like a really cool bell tone. So they all have quite a different kind of sound, a different way that they work with the harmonics. All of these grab harmonics, and because of the materials, the size, the density, the crunchiness, the stiffness, all of those things, they do affect the sound in a different way. So this last one we're going to be putting in is a leaf from an African iris. So this is quite like, it's like a braiding leaf. It's quite strong, but it's quite soft, it's durable. It can kind of be like, you can see that there's different threads there coming out. So you can actually thread it through the strings here. And if you get it on the harmonics, and obviously there's harmonics on various parts of the strings, but some aren't always going to get. So now we're getting one here, and we're getting the other sound of that. This one's kind of getting dampened. We can kind of, if it's a bit higher, we can get one. But if you notice, these harmonics are also quite a bit different. They're not like the super dead crunchy one of the aloe, but they're also not the super bright kind of bellish one of the cactus flower. They're dampened and they're soft, and a lot of these actually kind of look like the materials that they are. Like the sounds that the materials give aren't that surprising based on the ways that we see the materials. So now we have some different kind of brushes. So this is kind of more of an effect. Right now we have it tuned to a 7 limit tuning, with the white keys being in a just intonation 5 limit major, and the black keys in a minor. So this is nice if you tune the whole instrument to something just like a big pentatonic scale, something that's like one big chord, a big diatonic scale. We have these little bell things that look like kind of, you know, alien bug monsters. And these kind of last ones are kind of complementary because they make a nice sound. They don't really make that much tone, but it's nice that they can actually hit a certain combination of keys. So like these ones being differently spaced will hit a different interval. So these ones are actually kind of used often just for decoration. With the cactus spines, I'd kind of put them there because I thought that it would look nice. Now this is one of my favorite ones for the sound. This is a branch, a twig from a manzanita tree. So this is like the brush, but it's a bit more discreet and a bit more hard. This can also hit 2. It can also hit with a kind of a weaker twig, or double there, or even triple. Actually, that might even be 4. So that can be really cool, even if the tuning is something that might not be harmonic in itself. It's like grabbing a whole chord and then moving it chromatically up. So I'm gonna take these out. I'm gonna save this one because this one was, oh, maybe I messed it up. That one was super nice. I'm gonna try to save it for the event tomorrow and Friday. So we just have one more. This kind of wacky, crazy bush I found, and this kind of, it scrapes and it grabs and it pulls. So it has quite of a different effect as well. It kind of gets stuck on everything. So just an example of the diversity of the different types of materials that can actually exist in nature, and this is just a small sample of what's possible and what's in this specific environment. And I didn't even get through, of course not even half, but I didn't even get through a fraction of what different materials could be here and the different types of diversity. But we can see that there in some ways are different classes of materials based on their shape and their form and their materials. But with these organic materials, one of the cool things is, kind of like plants and organic materials, there's so much diversity even within a single species, a single plant. A single leaf will have different effects all the time. Like a single flower will have a huge amount of variation. So I hope you'd enjoy this. Listen to the videos too. There's going to be a big series of the videos of just the performances. And if you have any questions or comments or suggestions after being here in Mexico, I'll be in southern Mexico, and then I'll be in western Canada, and then I'll be in Japan. So any ideas of other materials that could be cool, please let me know and I will explore them. Thanks so much for watching.